What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerdcastle for the next episode of the Aquatic Adventure of The Last Human. You remember we have these pipes down here that seem like they're placed in a weird spot? I think we can jet through these. Yeah, and there's actually a fake wall right there. Actually, you can go behind the boss too, it looks like, but because there's a lamp advised, you wouldn't be able to see it, so you can get here either way. Looks like we got ourselves another hull upgrade, which is actually very, very helpful because, as you can tell, death in this game tends to happen pretty swiftly. I'm thinking, I haven't gone back and watched the footage to see what killed me on that last pull. Seriously, I'm still obsessing about it. I'm like, what got me on that last pull? I think he knocked me into his tooth or something, one of his floating teeth. I'm not totally sure. I think we should be able to jet through there, which will make our lives a little bit easier. Now that we have the jet attack, we're starting to get all kinds of weird little dongles and stuff being added onto our submarine. That's pretty cool. I like how your submarine becomes better and better equipped as time goes along. This has 3 charges. The thruster is added right here. It recharges reasonably quickly. Not like super quickly, but quickly enough. Yeah, it's quick enough to where you can rely on it as a strategy for beating bosses if that's what you prefer. What is this? Hull repair speed upgraded. Oh, that's going to be really, really nice. I appreciate that. Radioactive. I was amazed by how intelligent they seemed, but nothing could have prepared me for what happened next. One of them spoke. Wait, what? I feel like we just jumped from like everything was moving along a common motif until just now, and then I'm like, wait, what? It talked to you. What do you mean it talked to you? What talked to you? Oh, I'm feeling a little paranoid. Let's go ahead. We don't want to mess with the parasite right now. You remember where we went before where there was a bunch of those little octopi around? I think we want to do the Tranquil next. I have beaten the Tranquil. I don't remember what the Tranquil drops when you kill him. Her, it, whatever. But I think you get some kind of energy shield or something like that if I remember right, which is pretty sweet. Energy shields are rocking. I've always wanted. Oh, we've got Thrash Central, but it looks like we don't yet have the things we need in order to get through there. Okay, I use this to fast travel. I apologize if that annoys you. I know some people are going to be like, stop spamming the boost to get around, but it helps me get around faster, and so I don't know. I'm one of those people that I always need more speed. I love traveling around at high rates of speed, and so I think this was the place where we had that hidden wall with the crystal. Yeah, there it is right there. And so now that we can get through the pipe, I never quite figured out what this does. Like, you shoot it, and then it glows, and then, I don't know. It might do something, it might not. No idea. I spent a bunch of time last night, like, rubbing all over it, and just, like, touching it, being Crystal Baby, why you know, give me nothing. But it doesn't appear to do much. I don't know if maybe there's, like, I don't know if there's a criteria for, like, a New Game Plus or something like that. Metroidvania games always have something like that where you beat the game, and if you do it a certain way, you get, like, for example, Symphony of the Night. You could play the game upside down if you played it a certain way. There was like a Bizarro World version of the game. There was like a whole bunch of things you could unlock in that game with regards to endings that made the game like really, really replayable. I remember there was a time where my roommate was playing Symphony of the Night all day, every day. And I was like, didn't you just beat that a couple days ago? I saw you beating the boss. And he's like, yeah, it turns out it wasn't over. And he just keeps like playing nonstop. It was a big game for him. He played it a lot. What does this say? Famous actor contributes millions to Marine Biology Institute of Applied Sciences. Well, that's very nice of him. Oh, look at that. They got little guys up in here. They're headbanging, though. They played heavy metal at the ceremony. People getting all crazy up in there. Sometimes you got to get your metal on. Sometimes you got to metal a little bit. I'm going back to this zone to check on those mines. I'm sorry, to check on those stone walls. As I recall, they were left to right in here. And that makes me think there's a possibility that I can destroy something and maybe make those... Well, we had this too, so let's go get our good stuff. We got a harpoon charge speed upgrade. That's pretty sweet, so that'll help out a little bit. I wish there was a harpoon damage upgrade. That's what we really need. So what was in here? Oh, that's right, the facility. This was that place where we weren't able to get in here just yet because we had to have some kind of robot or something. It scanned that little robot. If you remember in the first episode, we need some kind of apparatus in order to get inside of there, and since we don't have it, I'm just not going to worry about it for right now. This up here required the topside harpoon, correct? Okay, so the next place we need to go is going to be down this pipe then. There's going to be a lot of backtracking in this game. There's going to be a lot of me just looking around at things we've already looked at because I've got a bad memory, guys. It is what it is. I wish I had a better memory, but I don't. Oh, never mind. It's construed that way. For whatever reason, I thought there was one that went left to right here. Maybe I'm wrong, though. And what was down in here? This is humanity's home now. This is the new era. The time of prosperity and peace, of ecology and oneness with the earth. The time for life below the surface is now. Huh. Okay. Guess we missed that holotape too. I say we because it makes me feel better about the fact that I missed it. I hope you don't mind being included in my shenanigans. What does that say? Oh, ozone layer thing. We already got that one. We already know what that one said. We're good, G. I should be able to teleport myself. I don't know if it's a good plan. Nah, whatever. It'll probably be fine. Let's go do the Tranquil. Actually, I think we can teleport to the Tranquil and it'll get us closer. The Tranquil's this big octopus, and the Tranquil was a boss that took me a long-ass time to beat. Like, seriously. This boss is a mess. But luckily, I remember the boss is not a mess as in it's too hard. It's a mess as in, like, you're gonna have to figure it out. Pipe Central, Crossroads, Forest Cave, maybe? Yeah, I think this is where we want to be. I don't remember if there's any... This boss is the first one that I hit, and I just kind of stared at it for a while. And it's kind of an interesting concept, because I can tell what they were going for with this boss. They were trying to make a boss that was slow-paced. They were trying to make a boss that was intellectual, basically, where it was more about analyzing and figuring out what you were supposed to be doing than actually doing it. The thing is, the actually doing it part requires a large amount of precision. So you'll see what I mean in just a second, but this boss is troublesome. I should be able to do it on the first try. I did it last night, and it took me hours to beat this boss. But actually, no, it took me about 40 minutes, actually, not hours. But welcome to the Tranquil, the ancient peacekeeper. So the Tranquil doesn't actually attack you. The Tranquil is just here, and the tentacles move according to a pattern. And once you get used to it, you should be perfectly fine. You gotta go over here and you gotta attack the eyeball. That's the first part. Very, very easy. Watch out for that tentacle. It does come all the way back, and it will crush you. And that will totally suck for your long-term survival. We're gonna follow this tentacle back out when it goes. And this is what I mean. This boss is slow-paced. It's all about analyzing patterns and figuring out where you're supposed to be when a tentacle is at a certain point. What you want to watch out for here, this tentacle and this tentacle will cross when this one is coming back down, and you'll get crushed. And so you only want to go after its mouth right there when this tentacle is going back towards its face. And so we're going to give it one more rotation, then I'll get after it. And we want to be on this quick. The second that that opens up right there, this is where we want to be. There we go, and it'll spit us back out. Now we're into phase 2. The Tranquil is not a difficult boss. It's just a boss that requires a lot of precision and a lot of practice. So, like, I understood the mechanic of what I needed to do the first time I saw this boss, but the pattern is complex enough with the tentacles to where it can be very, very troublesome to actually accomplish that task. We want to follow this one in right here once that one goes by, and you're going to have to use the dash to get in there. I would not recommend fighting the Tranquil without the dash. It may not work out very well for you. Every time I fought the Tranquil, it's been because of the dash that I'm able to make some of the precision movements that you have to make, and so I tend to not do Tranquil until I have the dash. So this is the really hard part. This is the really hard part. You see what she just did right there? Every 30 times she spazzes out, she'll do that, and that's when you want to go in. So not this one. We got thumped. I didn't expect to get hit right there. Basically what I like to do is I like to set myself up so that I'm ready to dive on in the set. Not that one. Well, maybe that one. I don't know. It's kind of, it seems a tad procedural. It doesn't seem to be a pattern. It's just occasionally she does the animation that you want. That one right there. That was the animation that we should have gone for to hit the mouth a couple of times and finish her off. I can't guarantee that we'll get it done here, but we gotta wait for it. So not that one. Not that one. It's on the third one. And you want to be right about here, and you're going to go in above that tentacle. Hopefully that rock's not in the way when this happens. Oh, no, that wasn't it. Okay, maybe it's the next one. I know what it looks like, and I'm going to go for it when I see it. That was not it either. Shit. Yeah. That was not it. There it is. And so now you want to dash in right here. And you've got a very limited amount of time to kill this thing. Oh no, we almost got her. You've got to dash back out. I forgot. There's an extra part to the strategy. There's an extra part to the strategy. I forgot you got to dash. Okay, that's fine. I remember now. I remember. We're all good. I should be able to get her on this attempt. Wait for that tentacle to come by. Get the eye. The game sort of seems to imply in the achievements that the Tranquil is a good guy and you're not supposed to be killing the Tranquil. It is called the Peacekeeper. But anyways, it's called like, it's one of the achievements seems to imply that you didn't do the right thing when you kill the Peacekeeper. I'm going to wait for that tentacle right there. It's going to go back there. It's going to come back this way, and then we're going to get in there. Technically, you could do it right now if you could shoot fast enough, but I like to have a lot of leeway. I lost track of the tentacle, sorry. They're all the same color, and so they tend to kind of bleed together for me. As soon as that arm comes back down. Alright, so there it is. 4 hits right there. That'll spit us out and put us in phase 2 again. You can't attack the tentacles. It doesn't really do anything, though. Just letting you know, it can be done. And they'll actually get... I'll show you in just a second. It's kind of a cool thing. I don't know. Somebody will probably like it. So if you hit the tentacle in the same spot over and over again, they get kind of like mashed up. It doesn't affect anything. It doesn't do anything, but you can do it if you want. I fiddled around with it for a long... that wasn't it. Yeah, I was going to say I'm about to get thumped. Waiting for an opening here. There it is. Cool. That was the one right there that you would have wanted to go in on and see if you could get some damage dealt, but don't get greedy. Don't get greedy. So right there is where you want to get back out. You'll notice that they kind of do like a... I don't know, kind of an undulating motion away from each other, this tentacle and this tentacle. When they undulate back out, that's when you want to dodge back out, and then it's just rinse and repeat from this point forward. Then you're good. I had trouble with this boss, though. I stared at this boss for a long-ass time trying to figure out exactly where the openings were, and believe me, if you struggle with this boss, I don't blame you, because I struggle with this boss. This boss had me scratching my head, having sweat on my brow, and just being like, what the hell do I even do here? Like, this final phase was... I figured out the first couple phases pretty quickly, but this final phase, man, this final phase was a mess. This final phase got me in trouble. There we go. And so that's the Tranquil. That's the Tranquil. I wasn't expecting to fail on the first go, but it happens. I forgot that you have to jump back out. I forgot that there was a multi you have to go in, hit 2 or 3 times, and then get back out. I got greedy and I tried to finish her off in one go, which might be possible, but I'm bad at video games, so I don't know. The shield upgrade. It's a passive upgrade. It protects our hull from damage. So that's going to be pretty sweet. It's a nice thing to have, especially against an enemy like the Parasite, who I think we have to do next. The Parasite is deeply upsetting. I don't like the Parasite at all. The Parasite ruins my day. He makes me want to cry, or she, or it, or whatever it is. I don't know, but the Parasite sucks. You'll see what I mean. It's the worst boss fight that I've come across in the game so far. It's the only one that I've yet to beat, actually. It's the only boss that I have not killed. So... we'll give it a good go here in just a minute, and we'll see what we can mash out. The Tranquil, though, kudos to the developers on coming up with such a unique boss. That was a boss that gave me some trouble. And it's a boss that's so easy once you see the pattern, but until you see the pattern, it seems like it's impossible. So incredibly impossible. Especially that final phase. What are we doing in here? I don't remember this part. Then again, we're kind of getting towards the edge of where I've been inside of the game. I think I've been inside of here, Edison Cave. Okay. We would sit in our rooms and listen to the fighting. Father was defending our mother, but the railgun tore through the walls, the screens, the families living in the mega complexes. They were all shattered to make room for heaven. So over here we've got another wall that can be blown up. Yeah, my guess is we get a torpedo or something at some point that we can use to fire at that thing. I don't think we can cut that right there. Was there a lamp required spot up here? It kind of looked like there was for a second. No, there's no false walls right there. I always get paranoid about false walls. I want to find them because I want to have all the loots and all the goodies. I like loot. Loot makes me pretty happy. There are a number of things in life that bring me joy, but loot is definitely one of the higher up on the list things in video games that I like, and this game does a good job of stimulating your interest. Ooh, that was a mana ray. That scared me for a second. Little sea pancake. A graveyard. Nikto ni Zabit. Zabito? Is it 2 different languages? Because one substitutes the K for a CH. And one adds an O to the end. Kind of a grim thing to find underwater, don't you think? I don't know if... I don't think it's Latin. It doesn't sound like Latin. Zabbit right there, that word. The Nyctoni, maybe, but... The Zabbit. Somebody have to translate for me, though. I don't know what language that is. My initial thought was maybe Latin, but it doesn't... The Zabbit on the back doesn't look like any Latin word I've ever seen. Oh, I know what we do next. Okay, I know what we do next. I know what we do next. We gotta dive to the bottom. I think we gotta go to the bottom of the ocean. Pretty sure. Yeah. There's like a big abyssal part right here. Yep, I remember this now. Okay. Yeah, I know exactly where we are. Oh shit, there was a mine right there. I couldn't see, it was dark. That was my bad. That was my bad. Oh man, it's always the little shit that gets you. Yeah, it's weird that like when I was playing yesterday, it was letting me respawn in the room that I had died in. I don't know if they patched it this morning or something like that to make it set you back a little bit further. I don't know. What does this say down here? Did I get this one? Life isn't like it used to be. We're all cramped and stuck here in District 5 between the BEA and the government. We shouldn't have to take sides if we really wanted to heal the planet. So it sounds like there were two factions that were vying for control to heal the planet and fix the ozone layer or whatever. One of them seems to be a little bit more radical than the other. The other seems to be more scientific, although maybe I'm just picking sides here and making one sound better than the other. At the same time, it sounds like they went to war with one another and ended up killing each other for whatever the beef was. Okay, so got no light down here. Let's be very, very careful about this minefield. Can't see super well, so I don't know. I've also never been here before. This is a new map for me. I made it most of the way through the game. Like I said, did I say that or did I say I beat the game? I made it most of the way through the game. So there's a door right there, and it's got a topside harpoon thing next to it. There's cacti. I assume those are plastic, maybe? I got a lamp right now. Can I transition on this side? Oh, I can. Oh, so you can come in a little bit lower. Well, what the hell is that? Huh. I don't know what we should be exploring. A little bit lost at the moment. The Abyss. It's hard to decide what order you want to go into, especially with unknown things. It took me a while to just like hang up certain bosses in this game and be like, I'll come back later when I've got better equipment. If you get dominated outright, it can be hard to tell though. That's the thing, is that like with the, you can beat the Tranquil as long as you've got like the dash. That's pretty much all you need to beat the Tranquil, and then it just comes down to patience and you seeing the pattern. Whereas some bosses, you get smashed instantly and it's not your fault, and so you kind of feel like you're missing something. Notice, evacuation of mining tunnels need to be executed immediately. We seem to have struck an underground water reservoir. District 6 is surely in great danger to be flooded too. I think those hurt you. I think. These little guys right here. I vaguely remember this zone. Getting towards the edge of my memory though. Some of the newer events may not be copacetic. Oh, there might be something back up in here, maybe. It kind of looked like the sort of spot where there would be secret stuff, so I guess not. See the damage we took right there? A lot of it went to our shield. It saved us a little bit of trouble. There's an Abyss station right here. No upgrades, though. Let's give it a little save. And... oop, almost got lava. What's hanging? Is that a noose hanging from that tree right there? Morbid. This wall's destructible. Okay. Looks like we've got some kind of lava fall going on in here. We've definitely reached a tectonic zone. Kind of area where seafloor spreading is taking place. That is indeed a thing. Light in the dark. Together within darkness, our light can shimmer. An array of hope can emerge. I'm going to try and get away. That seems like kind of a dead zone to be in. I don't want to be there. It's getting a little dark for my taste down here. I'm hoping we could pull out some illumination or something soon. Oh man, that's real dark. I'm gonna try and stay towards the... Oh no. Oh shit. Shoot it! Shoot it! Make it get murdered! Oh, and there's lava balls falling too. That's fun. Okay, so... looks like we've got room to play around with. If we could just watch out for the lava, I think we'll be good. It looks like he strikes pretty slowly, too. I'm just going to put damage on him and hope that it's enough. I don't know what to do with this boss. This is not a boss that I think I've ever seen before. So... kind of flying by the seat of my pants right now. Woo! Shield saved us right there. There's no way it's this simple. Something else has got to occur here. He seems to have some kind of fish shield. Maybe the rocks just become more frequent? I don't know. It does seem like it's getting a little bit more crowded while we're fighting. Oh shit, what's going on now? What's up with that current? I don't know what to say about it. It's not going to be this simple. But now we've got currents. I keep expecting them to pop a new phase on me. Oh, okay. Oh. He's blowing me around pretty good right there. It's unfortunate. I don't even know if we actually dealt damage. It looks like he gets healed when he eats the fish. I'm going to try and stay away from the ocean currents. Just because it's not something that I want to deal with right now. It makes dodging the fish a lot more difficult than it needs to be. So I'm going to try and stay right at about, I guess, this depth. Seems good to me. I think if I can get in here, we might be able to do something with him. Did we get him? Oh, we got him. Hell yeah, I one-shot at a boss. I feel so good about it. I feel so good. Although he was kind of a gimme, to be honest, compared to some of the other ones we fought. So we've got the... what is that? The false light? Okay. Cross him off the list. My guess is we'll get a flashlight. This is a passive upgrade. You've acquired the lamp. This allows you to light up dark areas. Nice. What is that thing right there? Some kind of big, like, liquid cube. Cool. I'm happy with myself. What happens if we go down here? This is the first boss arena I've seen so far that, like, doesn't have a... oh, there's lava. Okay. I would love a lava. If you've got it, get a Java. Alright, let's go up this way. If you're wondering what I'm doing with the harpoons, if there's a false wall, the harpoon doesn't make the thud noise. It goes straight through. It'll sound like that right there. Whereas you get a thud noise if it doesn't go through the wall. So what does the light actually help me with? I guess we were off this way already. And I guess it'll help us get into that little cityscape area. Yeah, let's go do that. Although I'm just about out of time for the day, I think. So my name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here at the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Aquatic Adventure of the Last Human. I love this game. Seriously, this is a really, really good indie game. I'm liking it a lot. The pixel art is top notch. Everything works together very, very well. Each of the bosses you fight has a theme and actually has a mechanic that you have to learn before you can beat them, and if you don't learn it, you ain't going nowhere. It's difficult to strong-arm your way through the bosses in this game, and I like that about it, because it's very, very easy to design bosses that are just like damage soaks, that have no strategy and are just kind of like, do you have enough DPS? It's an entire other thing. It's another thing entirely to create bosses that require some thought and require you to sit there and look at him for a while, maybe even sitting still and just letting him kill you over and over and over again until you can see exactly what the plan is to get rid of him. For now, I will see you all in the next episode. We're going to explore this left-hand area in just a moment. Hi to everybody. I'll see you tomorrow.